Let's go. Will Manchester United ever rise back to the top again, the way we used to be a dominant force? We're talking about the rise and fall of football clubs and empires. Why is Slot winning the league all of a sudden? And, you know, if you look at Man City winning consecutive titles the past decade. Well, of course, this is the root cause analysis what we have to do. In this video, we are looking at the rise and fall of Man United. Will we rise back? What has been the situation? And what is Ineos doing at the moment? Is it doom and gloom? Are they cutting down the cost for a specific reason? What is the plan? Well, we have assembled the cavalry for you guys, applying our logic and reasoning and trying to figure out, where is Manchester United heading? Will we challenge ever again, or we will go bankrupt the way it is right now? Please enjoy the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. And in the show, we have assembled the cavalry, myself, Stu Wolley, and Jarvis Cocker from the Tactical Devils. Enjoy. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
You know, they are looking at what makes money for them. So when Ineos start shedding, and they are shedding, you know, if you just look around what's happening, they're shedding. He's gone in there. He's obviously, look, he's had to do his due diligence before he slaps in 1.4 billion. But I'm wondering what was maybe left out by the bankers, what was maybe left out off the table that they didn't know what was going on, because something doesn't add up for me.
Stu, you're leading me to the path what I've been saying before, because for me it's always clear what he's trying to do right now. Ineos as a business are hemorrhaging as well, I know, but they are liquidating all the assets. The Trawlers Limited, which the purchase on the contract for the Class B shares, is now being converted to Ineos, if you didn't know. So I see them. I mean, you're not like a criminal. Billionaires are criminals in the criminal mind. How to think like, you know, I'm not just going to give you 1.2 billion without having something in mind in return on investment. What's in it for me? Okay. At that point of time, we've been going over the takeover process. There was a verbal agreement. Qatar was offering full takeover. Everyone walks away. Yes. Happy days, clear the debt. In comes Ineos all of a sudden. You remember that he came in all of a sudden. Mike Keegan was reported his bid is dead out of the water. You know what I mean? He came back. He came back with the genius plan, 27.8%, with this project regeneration. He presented this to the Glazers to say, you're going to stick around. We're going to profit on this land back and the stadium rebuild, and you're not going to spend one single penny. But you need quick cash here now. You need quick cash. I'll give you this one. At the same time, Brailsford, Mr. Marginal Gains, that's what he's known for, because this is his master plan, marginal gains. How you can cut and improve. This is performance. That's what he's famous for. So whatever you're seeing here, it's Dale Brailsford's work. You know what I mean? But he has no idea.
And Brailsford is a twat. He said that we should forget about our past glories,
our history. And that's what I'm coming down to culture.
The only thing we can hold on to right now.
Yeah. And this is culture. This is our culture. So wait a minute. Brailsford, you want us to forget the Busby, 1958? You want to forget about every single trophy we won? That is our fuel. Yeah. That is who we are. You know what I mean? But what I see is there gotta be a plan from their side, is to sell Nice, to get rid of everything. And what I said earlier, like, you know, it's a waiting game for them, because they know that Glazers is not going to put in any money at the moment. There must be some genius plan to, in the middle of a season, to sack Ten Hag and recruit a new manager in with a new style of play. Right? Everything leans down to, are we going to force them out and eventually come in and buy the whole club for ourselves? Yeah, everything is possible in this world of the billionaires in the game. It's a squid game. But the way I see it is, you can look at it this side. If you look at Hollywood movie titles, you guys like movies, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah, sure.
So, you know, the whole, I have 3 movie titles. You know, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Remember this one, Illusion. So that's what they're doing to the fans. They are playing illusions like, you know, we're doing this trick, but you don't see it. And the problem is that came out, we have to communicate. They're becoming the Glazers, pretty much. Nothing has changed. Nobody's communicating. And then when they talk about recruiting best-in-class people, I mean, I'm referring to Ocean's 11. Keep robbing, keep doing, or the usual suspects, Kaiserslautern. Remember, you recruit the best-in-class people in their position to do the best thing, to keep looting, keep doing. But we're creating this Now You See Me, Now You Don't illusion, right? And the fans are suffering. We get pulled a blind eye. Glazers take a backseat because Glazers took a lot of heat in the media. And now they are being the front figures, you know, the Ocean's 12, you know what I mean? Does this make sense how I sort of try to paint it up for you?
It does. I'll tell you where I think this is where Ratcliffe is. I said weeks ago, I think Ratcliffe is looking at this as a venture capitalist arm for him. He will come in. It's a 4-year plan, venture capitalist, VCs normally look at it 4 years. You'll come in, you strip the business, you streamline it, you make it instantly profitable within that 2-year period, 3-year period, and then you sell gold and 10 billion.
Yeah,
that happens.
That's what I'm trying to say. They're trying to shape it up.
Again, people will hate what I'm saying. They don't like it. I think somebody was saying in the comments that all Premier clubs feed people. Yeah, absolutely, they do. They don't have to. There's no obligation to do that. Was my point. It's not that they don't feed them. There's no obligation to do that. When you come in, and I see this in my business day in and day out. You know, I work in journalism in the aftermarket, and I see it. VCs will come in, they will strip a business, make it profitable, and move it on for double the price.
Exactly. And that's kind of like Stu. That was kind of what I was trying to say to you earlier, because it looks to me right now you're doing this optimization, this agile, right? Because this is what I'm doing for profession. In order to shape it up, ground zero, to shape it up, consolidate, and look at what is our assets, right? Now we slim down this organization to lean. We don't have much cost. What is our assets? The players are assets, right? And the land banks is asset. And that alone is worth. Because when they do the overall calculation, when they're putting out for the market, they include the players as assets. Yeah, that's valuable sell. There's products. And also the land bank assets and the stadium potential build. The rest is just disposable, like staff and everything else.
Of course it is. Of course it is. You lob a 2 billion stadium within his period of time that he considers to be ownership. That 2 million stadium adds 4 billion value to the club,
so
at least.
Let me enlighten me, gentlemen, to continue on the best in class. What I said, you recruit the best in class robbers for each position. Okay? Are you with me? So, project regeneration. Let's continue. Who do you have here that built the stadium for free that sits in the board?
The Glazers had their stadium for free in Tampa Bay.
No. A specialist that they recruited in. Just a trick question.
Oh, the guy from Juventus.
What's his name? They just got him in the other day. Yeah.
That's usual suspect number 1. Okay. You look at they're talking about academy for profitability. It's a great profit to sell. Nurture academy. Who do you got there as a technical director? The bridge between the academy that's done that in City's academy everywhere. Wilcox, best in class.
Wilcox.
Omar Barada is the master brain. He's the Kaiserslautern. You know what I mean? The master brain, the orchestra. And then you have the fixer, which is now the guy that's going to provide you with cheap talents. Yeah. Cheap talents is who?
Vevell.
Yeah. And that's it. And they leaned it down. The only person that was sane enough to call it out, to say, guys, what are you doing? That was Ashford. That got compensated 5 million for staying there for 3 months, which they chased. But he went against the boys, against the crew, to say, this is crazy, guys. What are you going to do? Are you writing off the season? because he knows football. He's been rebuilding English squad. He's been part of a lot of, he knows football, right? So he basically said, he posed to say, I don't agree with Amorim. He's playing 3-4-3. We are 4-3-3 system or 4-3-2-1. You know what this is going to be impact? I'll get out of here. And they pinged everything on him. He took the shit. Like, you wanted Southgate. It was you, this, that. They kicked him out because he was about to sabotage the plan. So they keep going this path. So what is the end game here at the end of the day? What is the end game? The end game is that I don't think they're going to, this is ground zero. What I explained to Jarvis on the group chat, like on our chat, Jarvis. We have never in 18 years had a proper squad, how do I call it, generation, right? A proper squad build in 18 years. Let me enlighten you. Why? We are trying to go back to, the fact that Brails were saying we're trying to forget everything what Sir Alex Feurguson did is also testament that they got rid of his wages and everything. They despise him for some reason. They're not fans. But ever since Alex Feurguson left, he did something called succession planning. Yeah. He took who? David Moyes. And David Moyes was a young manager. The only thing they had in common, he was looked at as like what we have Amorim, like somebody is going to continue, right? That was a proper contingent, what do you call it? Handover plan. Because David Moyes also played the same style of football, what Sir Alex did. But the problem is what David Moyes mistake, and they killed the club. He fired and ripped up everything that Sir Alex Feurguson did. All the background stuff, all the knowledgeable stuff that were there, and it didn't work. At the same time, the Glazers took over. The bankers took over and had more power. So you didn't have any footballing knowledge whatsoever. So the power went to the managers. Every single recruitment. What is a football manager? That's the reason why you have a head coach, because in a normal structure, you have people that do all the heavy lifting for you, all the recruitment, everything, setting the style of play, and you as a manager or head coach just focusing on the team. But Man United has always been the power of the manager. Do you agree or disagree? The manager, right? So that didn't work. After 6 months, Moisey got fired. Who do we got? Who do we get in? Louis van Gaal. Okay? Louis van Gaal. Okay, he played a 4-3-3, but everyone, you tacticals, you know that in a 4-3-3, there's different shapes and different how you can play a 4-3-3, right? He was more boring football, pragmatic, Dutch possession-based. Nothing really happened, but at least you saw a style. And we recruited for Van Gaal, right? Who did we get that under Van Gaal? We recruited Fellaini, Matic, Mata. Who else did we get? We recruited a lot of players in for him, but he got sacked after 18 months, didn't he?
Di Maria.
Di Maria as well. Yeah, Falcao, yeah. Di Maria, we all know. But he didn't last, even if he won the FA Cup, because Jose Mourinho, the chosen one, the winner, was available. So they kicked him out. The problem is with United and these operations, what we had before, they thought that throwing money will solve the problem, and that's why you see in the statements like from Richard Arnold, we spent $1 billion of playing and nothing to show for. That is, remember this statement, and the statement of Ed Woodward. We can do what nobody else can do on the market. That was sort of the beginning of us, other clubs rinsing us because they knew we were inept. So the problem is that during this period of time, we throw money on something that we didn't have a clue because we trusted on the manager, because manager had the power in, say, in recruitment. So every single manager had their own wish list and their own style of thinking and their own style of identity. And then the cycle 18 months after that, Jose Mourinho, also 4-3-3, but a little bit more programmatic, but more a little bit of a counter-attacking, correct? And recruiting Zlatan and all that stuff. At least we were firing on all cylinders when we were attacking forward. Manchester United way has always been counter-attacking, fast-flowing football. You know what I mean? Never say die, come back in the fast minute. Mm-hmm. The point is what I'm coming in is this vicious cycle, throwing money. But at the same time, never spend from our club-generated money because everything was taken on leverage on credit cards and loans and piling up and piling up and piling them up. Every manager came in, give me. Give me, they give. Jose Mourinho threw his toys out of the pram because Glazers said no. It's like he wanted a centre-back. They said no. That's why you saw him playing Scott McTominay as a centre-back. And then he got sacked. Yeah? In comes happy-go-lucky club legend. Yes, the fans will come back. This is, now you see me, now you don't, the illusion, right? Throw in a club legend. Everyone was happy, singing, yeah? Ollie was trying to return back to the culture, the identity of Manchester United DNA. Do you agree? He was sitting, taking notes from Sir Alex. He's trying to play the same as Alex. And we saw instantly we were playing attacking football. It was back to counter-attacking. We were like looking fluid. We had a very, very potent attacking front three, front four, whatever you call it. But the problem is they screwed him over with Cristiano Ronaldo was available. He never wanted Cristiano Ronaldo because all of a sudden, if only Ollie had won the Europa League, Ollie would still be in the job, in my opinion, right? But that fell down. And then the next year, of course, he said it in the overlap, the trajectory was now to finish first. You finish second, finish first. Pressure piling on. Glazers gave him Cristiano Ronaldo, a big, massive figure, and Ollie couldn't handle it. He didn't want it, right? But they just got Cristiano Ronaldo because of the commercial value of the shirt selling. He went out, spilled his bean to Piers Morgan, again the circle, and left. Yeah, he took a massive dump on the club. He also came in to say, wow, nothing has really changed. They haven't really spent anything in the training ground. Same old gym, same old pool, same old everything, yada, yada, yada. What happened? Out. In comes Ragnick as an interim. Another guy that plays a different, like 4-2-2-2, you know, 4-2-2-2-2, this one, Gegenpress. Everyone was confused.
Yeah, we played Gegenpress for, I would say, was it 45 minutes against Crystal Palace in his first game? And then all the players came in. They said,
and the players still dumb as fuck, don't understand. Like, you know.
Pressing. So, yeah.
Dumb as fuck. Yeah.
They don't understand.
Then
they down-tooled for the rest of the season and
exactly.
And asking for a open heart surgery. So, yeah.
He was the only one in our, ever since Alex Feurguson, that actually spoke out directly to the fans with the open heart surgery. He called it out. He was supposed to be there as a change agent, as a consultant. Boom, out you go, because you called us out, right? You called us a robbery plan out, yeah? He said it doesn't have to take 2 to 3 years. It can take it in 1 year. Correct. What happened? We got Erik ten Hag in, the populist coach that everyone saw playing at Ajax, the 4-3-3 expensive Dutch football. And everyone got confused because when he walked in, he applied intensity, push-ups, punishment, and we recruited a lot of in for him. But the problem is he didn't have the backup. He had John Murtaugh, he had Matt Hargreaves. Nobody understood football. And he had the power with FCG or whatever, that recruitment agency, got a lot of players there. But he never played his style, right? He started changing to some weird formations, 4-2-1-1, whatever. Gaping holes in the midfield. Everyone was like, what the hell is he doing? And he didn't want to deviate. And he said, I'm not here to play the Ajax style. Like, what the hell are you doing here for? So we throw a lot of money in. And now, coming back to now, you know, Ineos comes in, takes over. They know the situation. They've been doing the due diligence. They've been opening up the book. They've been recruiting the best-in-class people. And they remain to say adamant, we're going to stick to Erik ten Hag. Summer comes, we spend shitloads of money on players, but there's only 2 players that wasn't Erik ten Hag signing. It was a club signing. There was Lenny Euro and Ugarte, right? The Ligt was not his signing. You know what I'm getting at. And then 9 games in, flick. And why would you do that? To just rip up everything and start with a new formation. And what we see now, I just want to remind to fans that success doesn't come just because you throw money. Success comes from within of having to build a proper squad for 8 to 9 years, you know? And now fans are calling for Ten Hag's and for Amorim sucking, right? And he's suffering there because he's looking at these players. They're dumb as fuck. They cannot play. They cannot run because they've been lazy prats. And he was not backed in the January window because they, again, come out with the value statements. They forced him to say there's no value in the market. We cannot afford to make the same mistakes. And we get these statements. Yeah? Okay, there's method to the madness what I'm trying to say. Now we're seeing Slot arguably going to win the league. And I applaud. You know, Liverpool's been playing the best football, right? And everyone say, well, how can Slot come in his first year and just win the league? Or how can, Moisey get a tune out of Everton and get a first manager bounce? We never got a first manager bounce because players was confused as fuck. They didn't understand the system. That's why we didn't get a manager bounce, in my opinion. Okay. So now my arching experience to say that everything that we discussed is that you have to make the club mean and lean and shit. It's basically them trying to repair of 18 years of mismanagement, throwing money at things, right? To optimize. That's the thing. That's the end game, right? So, but at the same time, regarding Ruben, it's going to cost them a lot of money to sack him. But Ruben Amorim is actually their appointment. So if they fail Ruben, if they sack him, the whole club fails. The whole operations, the Ocean's 11. The point is what I wanted to say, that since you have done a City, for instance, Liverpool fans, they didn't win anything for 30 years. They was in the mud like us, like Arsenal as well, also toxic. But when you start to actually give the manager 3-4 years and you start building towards the club ethos, this is the 3-4-3 system, this is the culture, this is how we play, and this is the place we're going to recruit for this system, then you will see bearing the fruit. Now, Arne Slot just came in. For him, it was easy. They went in and got a manager that have the same characteristics as Jurgen Klopp. It is plug and play and a ready-made squad. And City also, before Pep Guardiola came in, prepared for Pep Guardiola. There was managers in between, but that was just like, building up for Pellegrini. It was building up for Pep. So
Mancini, the first one, yeah.
Therefore, I look at finance and I look at like empires, the rise and fall of empires, football, and and empires going in cycles. Like United used to be a dominating force. We used to be top of the world, and we fall down. So does business.
Mick, I hear what you're saying, and I sort of agree. I know what you're saying is right, and we all know it as fans. The running our club the last 12, 13 years has been awful. And basically the common denominator of all of this is the Glazers. And first of all, their recruitment policy hasn't been good enough. They haven't signed for longevity. They have signed for instant success. And we have signed older players. We have signed players like Alexis Sanchez. Quick fix players, Zlatan, Cavani, a lot of these older players in the 30s. Lately was Casemiro, and none of them worked out in the long run. And we just ended up with people coming in here for the last big paycheck, I would say. So that was one of our biggest problems. But the common denominator is the Glazers, and it will be the Glazers forever, And the problem now, I know what you're saying, but the problem now is we struggle, and
we are struggling.
This came out.
There also, when you say something about quick fix
from Chris Wheeler, I just want to bring up this.
Sure.
There came a tweet out from Chris Wheeler today. He say new analysis of Man United financial results by Must show that debt interest payments will soar to £50 million a year.
How are they going to do this?
Pounds in year, and in 2 years, the total transfer debt is up to 391 million, a rise of 52 million on 1 year. So
on top of that,
we are struggling, and we are in a cycle that's repeating itself. We can't.
That means
anything else than paying interest rates.
But
on debt.
If you take back that screenshot again, Jarvis, on 50 million servicing the debt, right? We have maxed out all the credit. We own over 350 in unpaid transfer. We've been doing amortization. Where do we go from here now in terms of recruitment? Because surely we don't. Surely why they're talking buy, sell to buy. That has to be the model. We cannot take any more loans.
No, we can't. We can't.
But Chaps, we made 691 or 700 odd million quid last year. Yeah, we made a loss. 50 million in debt payments is fuck all. It's not relevant. That's the problem. 50 million in debt payments on annually is nothing, where you are turning over 700 million pounds a year and losing 100 million pounds a year. So just take 50 million out of that, Forget 50 million. Forget that 50 million. You're still losing 100 million pounds a year, irrespective of that 50 million on interest payments. The debt is an irrelevance. It really, I know it sounds daft. It does. It sounds ridiculously daft, but it's an irrelevance. If you're making 700 million pounds a year, where the fuck are you losing 100 million? That's the question you've got to ask, not the 50 million pounds. And this is the problem, you see. If you put that back up, Jarvis, like Mick says, like Chris Wheeler, it's just all fucking clickbait. If he actually did the math himself, he would realise that 50 million a year is nothing, 37 million a year is nothing. If you are turning over 700 million, Jarvis, if you're turning over 100 million and you're paying 50 million a year in interest or debt, fuck me, you've got problems. But we're not. We're making 700 million pounds or whatever it was. What was it, Mick? 690, wasn't it, or whatever?
Yeah, something
like that.
Plus 390 in transfer.
That's fine.
So it's almost 1.1 billion.
So that's fine. I understand, but I believe most clubs are doing it that way now anyway, aren't they? Maybe City are different. Maybe Newcastle are different, that they actually pop, a full amount of money in. In fact, I remember the deal that we did with Ronaldo back in the day at Real Madrid in 2009/2010 was 80 million straight cash. No pissing about, no add-ons, 80 million straight cash.
But
I think
this doesn't move the Richterschale needle at all. Even if you pay 40 million just to pay the interest, but the debt still remains. It doesn't move the needle.
It doesn't.
And the summary is, they know this. They know the fans are addiction. It's like addiction, guys. Yeah, I'm not going to reference to any drug, but we are addicted to our club, to our players, because this is what we live for on the weekend. So they created this monster within the fan base, and everyone wants a quick fix, And when you get that fix, when they buy new players, buy the kit. They know the strategy. But as soon as that fix runs out of your body, I'm talking some substance here, I'm not going to reference, then you become cranky. Then you start doing desperate measures. And then you start calling, sack this manager, get rid of this place. You recognize what I'm trying to, and you get that fix because you got what you wanted. That's a new fix again. And that is the cycle of a drug addict. You know what I mean?
That's correct. That's correct. And I agree with you. Look, calling for sacking Amorim it's just dumb. I'm sorry. I'm going to be blunt. It's just dumb. You sack Amorim, put Mick Ruby in. Well, Mick's not going to do any difference. Not going to do any better. Jarvis isn't going to do any better. Nobody's going to do any better with this. Maybe Jarvis might. Maybe. My point being, right, that these players can't be asked. We know that as fans. We all know this as fans. So you got to dump a load of shit on the players. But Mick, Mick, you're right. 50 million quid, dollars, whatever. It's a drop in the ocean when you're earning 700 million a year. Now somehow City are earning 800 million a year. Fuck knows how. They're earning minus 50 million a year. 20 years ago. So fuck knows how they're earning 800 million a year, but they are apparently.
There's a correlation to my long speech what I had, and
we
netted it all in because I see it from 360 angles. I see it from a business perspective, from a fan perspective. I see it from everything, and I apply my logic and reasoning. Right? What is going on here? So, in my opinion, in my vision, what I see, that this is ground zero, guys. We are doing a total club rebuild, and we are ground zero. We are. This is we have done so many unsuccessful rebuilds, but we never sort of supported a manager full out. We never had an ethos. We never had set a style, and we are 8-9 years behind City and Liverpool. That's my point. So this is ground zero.
At least.
So this is where you have to start building. Like, no more sacking the manager. He's an appointment. He came in and he's suffering because he's looking at these players and just puking. They're not doing what he's asked, or they don't have the capability to do what he's asked. Because guess what? What did they do in the past? Every single manager tried to get the best out of them. They were just down tooling. Yeah. But now this is the only positive that I see, that they've been calling it out, getting rid of this player power, just recruiting I'm dying to see what the recruitment plan would be in the summer, who we're going to get. Yeah. That's what I'm dying for. Because for me, this is ground zero now. You're sticking to you already made the statement. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play 3-4-3. And this is what we're going to build on for the next 3 years. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the epic debate. I hope we provide neons to the current situation where Manchester United is. Will we ever challenge again, or will we fall down? What is the plan of Ineos? Do you agree what we are saying? There's only one thing you can do to support us. First and foremost, do leave your comment in the non-live comments section. Hit the like button, push the likes to this video, and also one thing, please, go check out Jarvis's corner on Tactical Devils. Brilliant show. The links is down there. Tactical Devils. This has been Mick Ruby from Mufc RealistTV, having my say, and hopefully we made you a little bit a better day. Glory Manchester United, and don't forget, Glazers out, bankers out, like and subscribe. See us.
Okay, let's go.